All right, guys, good morning. I hope you guys had a good day yesterday, and I hope you will have a good day today. We're going to go ahead and start on lesson two, and today's objective is the same as yesterday. I can gain an understanding of the term ratio. Okay, so like I said yesterday, the term ratio tells us that we are comparing two values. It's a relationship between those values. Some important things to remember when you're dealing with ratios, that order really always matters. Okay, so the order of the ratio always matters. A ratio of 3 to 2 boys to girls is different than girls to boys 2 to 3. Okay, so order really matters. So pay attention on assignments when it's asking you to list a ratio. All right, make sure you're writing them in the correct order. All right, remember we write ratios in two different ways, with colons or with the word to. All right, some review there, and let's move on. So really quickly on your own, I want you to come up with two examples of racial relationships that are interesting to you. So you're going to come up with the description, okay, and then you're going to come up with the ratio. So take a few minutes to do that, pause the video, and go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so you should have paused your video. I hope you came up with two good examples. One of the examples that I would come up with is, let's say my brother watches twice as much TV as I do. So my brother watches twice as much TV as I do. Okay, so if we would put that in ratio terms, the ratio here would be 2 to 1. Okay, good. Let's do another one. Let's say there are 15 dogs in a dog pound, and 15 dogs in an animal shelter and 10 cats. So the ratio here, 15 dogs, 10 cats in an animal shelter, and the ratio here would be 15 to 10. Okay, dogs to cats, because that's what I'm asking for first. Okay, awesome. Let's move on. Okay, so we're going to go through this exploratory challenge together. We're going to be looking at this data for the next few slides. Okay, so let me read this out loud to you. A t-shirt manufacturing company surveyed teenage girls on their favorite t-shirt color to guide the company's decision about how many of each color t-shirt they should design and manufacture. The results of the survey are shown below. So we look below. They asked girls what their favorite color of t-shirt was, and 7 of them chose white, so white was the favorite. 5 chose pink. Okay, yellow and blue tied with 4. Okay, the next one was orange with 3. Green had 2, and the least favorite was red with only 1 vote. Okay, so those were the results of the survey. So we're going to use this data for the next questions. Okay, so at the top here, okay, based on the survey, should the company order more pink fabric or more orange fabric? Look at the data below. They should definitely order more pink fabric. Okay, and what is the ratio of the number of bolts of pink fabric to the number of bolts of orange fabric you think the company should order? Well, let's look at this. There are 5 pink and 3 orange, and it's asking us pink to orange fabric, so our ratio would be 5 to 3. Okay, now number 1 here says describe a racial relationship in the context of this survey. So dealing with this survey for which the ratio is 3 to 5. Okay, so up here we saw that pink to orange was 5 to 3. So 3 to 5 would be orange to pink. Okay? Awesome. Let's move on. So I'm going to ask some questions here, and we're going to look at the data table and answer these questions, okay? So looking at the first one here, for every 7 white t-shirts they manufacture, they should manufacture 4 yellow t-shirts. The ratio of number of white t-shirts to the number of yellow t-shirts should be, what do you guys think? If you said 7-4, you are correct. Okay, we are comparing white t-shirts to yellow t-shirts. Okay, white was 7. Okay, yellow was 4. All right. Now, next one. For every 4 yellow t-shirts they should manufacture 7 white t-shirts. The ratio of number of yellow t-shirts to the number of white t-shirts should be 4-7. Okay, all we're doing is switching order. Okay, the ratio of the number of girls who liked a white t-shirt best to the number of girls who liked a colored t-shirt best was what? Okay, so first let's look at how many white t-shirts there was. We know there are 7. Okay, and now it's asking us for girls who liked a colored t-shirt. Okay, so color just means anything that's not white. So we have to add up all of these together, okay, count them all up, and we would get 19. Okay, so the ratio here would be 7 to 19. Okay, next one. For each red t-shirt they manufacture, they should manufacture 4 blue t-shirts. The ratio of the number of red t-shirts to the number of blue t-shirts should be, we're going to look at the red, we're going to look at the blue. Red goes first because that's what they're asking, so our ratio would be 1-4. They should purchase 4 bolts of yellow fabric for every 3 bolts of orange fabric. The ratio of the number of bolts of yellow fabric to the number of bolts of orange fabric should be what? If you said 4-3, you are correct. Next one, the ratio of number of girls who chose blue or green as their favorite to the number of girls who chose pink or red as their favorite was. So first we have to look at blue and green, okay? Together, those were 6, okay? Now we have to look at red and pink and red, okay? So red is 1, pink was 5, so that's 6 as well. So our ratio here would be 6-6, okay? 3 out of every 26 t-shirts they manufacture should be orange. The ratio of number of orange t-shirts to the total number of t-shirts should be, so now we have to look at the number of orange t-shirts, okay? Because that's what's going to go first, and that's 3, okay? Now, the ratio, we're comparing 3 to the total number of t-shirts. So now we have to count up all of these together, okay? Do that real quick. You should have counted up 26. Okay? I hope everyone is getting to understand this. Sometimes I just want you guys to be careful when you're reading certain questions because some of them might try to trick you, okay? So just pay attention to what order they are asking the ratio to be listed, okay? Let's move on. So, for each ratio given, fill in a description of the ratio relationship it could describe using the context of the survey. Okay, so we're still looking at the survey below. They want us to write a description. So the first ratio they give us is 4-3. Okay, so looking at the graph, looking at the data below, what can we come up with for a ratio that's 4-3? Well, I see 2 colors that have 4, so we can use both of them first. I'm going to use blue, okay? And then one of them has 3, so that's orange. So it's got to be blue to orange, Okay? Or you could have done yellow to orange. Okay? And remember, we're talking about t-shirts. Okay? Now, 3 to 4. Okay? It's just flipped. So now we're going to put orange first. Orange to blue. Okay? Or orange to yellow. Okay? Whatever you decided on. All right, quickly. Look at 19 to 7. Pause the video and try to think of something you can describe with looking at the data below that would show a ratio of 19 to 7. Go. Okay, so we already know that there are 7 white t-shirts, so that's going to be our second number, okay? Or our second description, okay? So 19 we remembered from the last one here, okay? Was the colored t-shirts, all of these together, okay? So what we're going to describe it as is colored to white, okay? Colored t-shirts to white t-shirts. And last one, 7 to 26, okay? We know 7 is white, okay? White to, remember the 26 was the total number of t-shirts all together, okay? All right, and if it's asking you to describe a ratio, this is how you do it. Okay, make sure you pay attention to the order. All right, especially in these two. Okay, blue to orange and orange to blue are two totally different ratios, and it describes two totally different relationships. So pay attention to those. All right, guys. Lesson summary: ratios can be written in both ways. We can use the word to, or we can use colons. We can describe ratio relationships with words such as to, for each, and for every. For every 3 boys, there are 2 girls. For each 3 boys, there are 2 girls. And for every 3 boys, there are 2 girls, okay? The ratio AB is not the same as the ratio BA. Okay, all this is saying is 3 to 2 is not equal to 2 to 3, okay? These are totally different ratios. So order matters. All right, remember that. Order matters. All right, guys, you're going to be sent a problem set that looks like this. Number 1 says, using the floor tiles design shown below, create 4 different ratios related to the image. Describe the ratio relationship and write the ratio in form AB or form A to B. Okay, so you're going to look at this square, and you're going to come up with 4 different ratios to describe. For an example, I'm going to compare black squares to white. So I'm going to say black to white, and the ratio is 2 to 4. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I want you to describe them like this, so you need 3 more for number 1. Number 2 says, Billy wanted to write a ratio of the number of apples to the number of peppers in his refrigerator. He wrote 1 to 3. Did Billy write the ratio correctly? Yes or no? And explain your answer. Remember to read this correctly, okay? Read it carefully, and hopefully you can realize what order they want the ratio to be listed. Okay, so tell me if you did it correctly or not, and if you did or didn't, tell me why. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. This is Mr. Lacone, and I will see you guys later.